All right, let's be real. If you're not responding to your leads quickly, or your prices are scaring people away, or God forbid, if your Google review section looks like a horror movie, then scaling your Google Ads account is not your issue, but you have an internal business issue on your hands. Then this video is for those of you who are doing everything right, but you just hit a wall when you start trying to spend more than $100 a day. So again, if this is you and you can't spend more than $3,000 a month in your Google Ad account without seeing incredibly diminished returns, then we're gonna fix that. So to kick us off, let's talk about expanding your location. So if you're running a local service business, chances are geographically you're limited. And once you've maximized that current location, growth means expansion. And this does not just mean blindly targeting, if you're in Arizona, you don't want to hit, okay, let's hit, the entire valley. Okay, you have to be a little bit more strategic than that. But I recommend that you test new locations with specific and separate landing pages that acknowledge the distance, but you want to ease concerns at the same time. Try offering an arrival time guarantee or a limited time expansion offer to encourage people that are outside of your core area to book. And you want to make sure that your copy reflects this location expansion. People want to feel like you actually service that area. They don't want to be some afterthought or expect that they're going to get diminished service or diminished wait time because of you trying to expand. Now, let's talk about another big thing that I see in a lot of local service accounts, and that's going to be the cost per click problem, okay? A lot of you roofers, a lot of you lawyers, a lot of you plumbers, anyone in this space, typically the cost per click is really high because Google knows that these keywords have high buyer intent, and also, not only that, but these services are typically not cheap. So you need to be niching down and making sure that you're managing your CPC bids correctly. So quit bidding on broad keywords, competitive keywords. These things are going to make your CPC sky high. So the solution is to get more specific. So instead of having a keyword of roof repair, try shingle roof repair. Or instead of having asphalt paving, try residential driveway asphalt paving. And each of these services should have a separate landing page, because when someone searches for shingle roof repair and they land on a general roof repair page, not only is your ad rank going to be low and your keywords are going to have a low quality score due to the lack of congruency, but that's also going to shine on your user's experience and they might bounce. So when your landing page directly reflects the search intent, your conversion rates will improve. Now, this brings us to section 3, which is going to be actually fixing your overall campaign structure. So the fundamentals of Google Ads have never been more important ever. So if you get this wrong, it's going to make everything else inside your Google Ads account a lot harder. So I see too many accounts spending money on a Performance Max campaign. And don't get me wrong, a Performance Max campaign is great for broad rates, right? This is going to help you target the top of funnel and the middle of funnel buyers and where they're at in their, buying journey. But if you're trying to scale strategically, Performance Max campaigns incredibly limit your data that you receive and the control that you have on actually optimizing on what's working. You don't know what keywords or ad placements or audiences are driving conversions. So I really recommend that you bring it down to basics, put way more money than you think you should into your search compared to your Performance Max campaign, so you can actually receive important data that's going to help you scale predictably. So instead of relying on the crutch of a Performance Max campaign because it's easier and it's a catch-all, you need to master the individual ad placements such as search, display, and video, because obviously instead of shopping, which would be a shopping Performance Max campaign, those are the 3 ad placements that make up the whole catch-all of a Performance Max campaign. So when you use those separate individual standard campaigns, you get to actually see all the data from each of those, okay? Instead of using the catch-all crutch and not knowing what's working and just throwing it all in there. But scaling a Performance Max campaign is extremely, extremely difficult because of the lack of information you receive. So scaling with that is going to be very hard. And another killer of scaling is ad fatigue. If people who have been searching are seeing the exact same ads year over year or month over month, they're going to tune out because now it's just noise at this point. You got to switch up your ad copy. You got to try new offers. You got to test different angles, right? Go for emotional messaging or promotions, expertise, or local references. Anytime I have any ad group and any campaign, those are the 4 things that I like to test. So I have one ad that goes all about emotional messaging. The second ad in the same ad group goes for anything promotion or offer related. The third ad again is expertise, and the fourth one is local referencing. You want to keep your ads fresh. What worked 6 months ago or what someone saw 6 months ago, they don't want to see today. So speaking of scaling, scaling also isn't about traffic or impressions, right? Or eyeballs. It's about conversions and making money from your Google ads. So if your conversion rate is below 5%, then your issue isn't scaling. It's your messaging. It's your user's landing page experience. It's your price. It's whatever, okay? But having a low conversion rate, you can throw all the money in the world into it, but it's not going to be as effective if you can focus on one metric, which is going to be improving your conversion rate percentage. So the biggest thing that I see is I see that someone has a really high click-through rate. They have great compelling ad copy. They're testing all the angles. And let's say that their click-through rate is above or around 10% and their conversion rate is under 5%, then there's a disconnect. So people are interested and you got their attention, but they're not convinced enough to convert. So the best way to fix this is I always like to use the free version of Hotjar or Microsoft Clarity, which is free. And I put that line of tracking code on all my clients' websites, and I like to see, where users drop off. Where did they scroll? Did they scroll or did they back out before finding the form? Did they not see your reviews, or did they hesitate before clicking or whatnot? So all these little things is going to help you, reposition your form, improve your call to action, or making testimonies higher up on the page so more people are seeing it. All these little things make a huge difference because it seems subtle and it seems small, but the way that someone feels subconsciously or something that, rubs them the wrong way subconsciously, visually, can make someone very easily click the back button and start searching elsewhere. So to recap, Google Ads scaling is not just about throwing more money at it, but it's about being strategic with your targeting, your keywords, your campaign structure, and your landing page. So you have to encompass everything. And unfortunately, I hate to say, but there are no shortcuts, because if there were, then I probably wouldn't be making this video because I probably wouldn't be running an agency. So Google Ads is not a set it and forget it. It's a full-time optimization wheel that you have to constantly be turning. If you take everything I say in this video seriously, you'll be spending past $100 a day in no time. So if you're like, Johnny, we're still stuck, you're clearly the expert, Google Ads is such a hard thing to do, and it would just make way more sense for us to pay you, which I highly encourage, then I would love to run your Google Ads for you. So go into my description. I have a link to my contact form on my website, and if I am not sleeping, I will call you personally from my personal cell phone, the number that you provide in that contact form, within 5 minutes, and I can almost guarantee it. Also, if you're like, Johnny, we think we have everything we need, we're just still stuck on a couple things, we like what we have going, but we're just a little stuck, then I would love to give you a free Google Ad audit where we jump on a call. You'd give me read-only access to your account, and I would go through everything that I find right there, spot on. Any kind of gaps we would help you get past and make improvements to your Google Ad account. So again, if this helped you guys, I'm very glad, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.